What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. How you guys are doing? Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We're back at it again, post-patch. We're in the Cessna, and we're just going to do a little quick VFR flight around Amarillo, an area I'm kind of familiar with. And I thought we'd take a look and show you a few things, that kind of thing. I had another flight planned for today, and I got that update today has been an absolute nightmare, at least for me. I hope it hasn't been the same for everyone else, but it's been an absolute ever-loving nightmare. But I finally got the sim up and running. It seems to be okay now. I've had like multiple crashes to desktop for various reasons, and just all kinds of things going on. So as soon as we get up to our cruise altitude, we'll do about 1,000 above the ground so we can check some stuff out. As soon as we get up to cruise altitude, we'll talk a little bit about what was going on and the issues I was having and all that stuff. So as you can tell, it is a beautiful sunny day in Amarillo. It looks like we have live traffic now for whatever reason. It didn't seem like it's working the last few flights. Like, this is the first airplane I have heard in about 2 hours of simming. So that's kind of wild, because like I said, they haven't been around. I don't know why. I haven't seen the planes in you know, different map modes or heard them. So they're back now. And let's see, let's get up to 4,600 feet. And we'll be on our way. Let's take a little look back over this way. I need to at least connect pilot to ATC to, let's do that in a flight level mode. Supposedly this was fixed, the dip, the autopilot dip that you see all the time. No, I didn't mean to do that. Why are you doing that? Okay, it is at 4,600 feet, so that's good. It's heading, being kind of weird here. I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, some more general wonkiness, for sure. All right, so here we are. There's I-40 down below, runs between, runs west into New Mexico and back east into Oklahoma to Oklahoma City and all that. Let's turn back to the east just a bit here. So I download the update, and it gets, of course I do this through Steam. I don't know if sometimes I kind of wonder if I should have done that or not, but I did. And it went through the entire update, and then it just paused. You know, it would just pause, and I would hit resume, and it would pause, and it would say insufficient file permissions or something like that. I can't remember what exactly, but it refused to finish the update, right? So I go through this whole troubleshooting thing, going through files and setting permit, just this whole big ordeal. None of that worked, and finally, just a last-ditch effort, I just rebooted my computer. I wish I'd done that to begin with, because that solved the issue. So that got that issue fixed. I see private job taking off out there. So got that issue fixed. Jump into sim, get ready to set up my flight with the A320, and all my planes are missing except for two. The only two planes I have is the 152 and the TBM. Everything else is gone. So I Google that. I remember seeing something about that a while back, but I Google it and look at it, and wound up having to go into my content manager and had to re-download a bunch of, like, basically everything. Don't know where it went. Like, I had it before, but it's gone now. I don't know what happened with that. So I do that, and oh, that's cool. They even had the place. There's a place outside of town in Amarillo that repairs freight cars. And that would be it. That's the old Rock Island line that went between Tucumcari and Oklahoma City. It's abandoned now. Just east of here, the line's abandoned. So you can see pretty good scenery. The cars are extruded up out of the ground. This is Rick Husband International, formerly Amarillo Air Force Base. I think a good while back, I said in a video that it was a former SAC air base. It wasn't a SAC base actually, but they did have some SAC units here at the time. They had B-52s here. Back in the 60s, 50s and 60s. I think the last B-52 left late 60s, maybe something like that. So anyway, I had to re-download all that content, and I get that taken care of. And so I picked the A320, picked the livery, import my my flight plan from SimBrief, and load it up, and it crashes the desktop. And oh, there he is. Okay, nice, very nice. Some kind of commercial job coming into land, but I don't know what is up with the KCAE, because that looks like a departure airport to me. No, he's from out of Oklahoma City. I don't know what's up with that. So it crashes the desktop repeatedly. So finally I go to my community folder and I take all my mods out and I load it up again, and it finally decides to load. So it's one of the mods. I put the liveries back in. The liveries are fine. There's that's a big cotton gin, like a cotton warehouse, because they grow a lot of cotton in the area. And that'd be Tyson slaughterhouse, right off of Highway 60 there.
Cessna 50 Bravo, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Okay, yeah, we don't want to talk no more, and we'll connect pilot to ATC in a little bit because I want that map. But so it crashes the desktop. I take all the mods out. I get it to work. I put liveries back in. Liveries works. I'm going to assume, I haven't tested it completely, but I won't just assume that it's the A320 NX mod, the one by fly-by-wire. I imagine maybe something in the update broke it and it doesn't like it anymore, and so it's crashing. So that is gone, which is, or I hope not. I'm not positive on that, but something in my mod list is not working. It's either the CJ4 mod, the A320 NX. That's it. Other than liveries, that's all I really have. I don't have a lot of stuff. So one of those, something in that is making it crash. It wasn't working. And then I get loaded into, I just said, you know what, fine. We'll do a little VFR flight, because I enjoy that. A lot of y'all seem to. So we'll check out some stuff, and I'll get this other stuff figured out later, because I'm really kind of limited on time during the day when I film this, right? So I load in an airplane, we take off, I pull up the VFR map for whatever reason, and bam, crashes me to desktop again. I'm like, son of a, really? That just, you know, doggone. Wow. I hope the update didn't do all this today, but it looks like it did. It looks like it's created a lot of issues. So here we are over Pantex. This is a site just east of Amarillo. They do something with nuclear warheads. They refurbish them, or I think refurbish them. And it is a big deal. Those are bunkers that they have for keeping warheads. This is the plant itself. That's not building for building. They got more bunkers off to the side. It looks like, I mean, it looks pretty close, but it's definitely not building for building. And you would absolutely not be able to do this in real life. I remember a while back, there was a couple guys hunting. They were doing some duck hunting in one of these playa lakes about a mile from Pantex, and they got both arrested a mile away from Pantex. They both got arrested because they weren't sure what they were doing around here. So it's like really super high security. They got a fence, an electric fence around this part of the compound right here that if you touch it, it'll kill you dead as a doornail. Like, you don't mess with that stuff. So that is that. We get to take a peek at that. And of course, we've got tons and tons of windmills out here. You know, I've lived kind of in this area for, I don't know, a long time, about 15 years maybe. We lived in western Oklahoma for about 10, and then lived in Texas Panhandle for about 5. And when we moved out here, they were just starting to kind of build windmills in the area, and it's really just amazing how it's exploded over the years. Like, there's windmills everywhere. I just noticed the shadows for the windmill blades are static. That's interesting. All right, so let's go back to the west before we get way out here in the boonies, because there is not much of anything out that way except a bunch of flatness and fields. So we're going to turn back over Pantex back to the west. So yeah, that update, a huge headache. I'm hoping I just had bad luck. Like, that was just a bad fluke, you know, bad run of luck. I don't know. It's really starting to make me think that I need to go to X-Plane and let X-Plane be like the main bulk of my simming, and this one, power poles, look at there. That is new. That is new, yeah. You see the high tension lines there. There you go. All right, so that is new. But anyway, thinking of letting, you know, maybe X-Plane do the bulk, you know, the heavy lifting of my flight simming, and then get in Flight Simulator 2020 every once in a while, because it still has, you know, it still has some growing pains. This last update so far, I've been really, really disappointed. You know, I mean, the only good thing I've seen added is power poles, and I don't know how great that is. And I've seen a lot of, you know, it seems a little bit more stuttery now. Like, I shouldn't be getting any stutters around Amarillo. It's in a really big built-up area. I had my first crashes to desktop ever after this update. You know, I don't know. It's been an ordeal, to say the least. It really just has. I don't think we need to go back more to the southwest. Though it is interesting that we got power poles in the sim now. I do, you know, I kind of like that. I really wish we had radio towers. I would rather see radio towers than high tension lines, but you know, it's something. See, I just keep those stutters just, I don't know. Alright, so we'll carry on back towards Amarillo. We just wanted to fly out over Pantex, take a look at that real quick. Kind of an interesting area. There's Rick Husband again. See a lot of military planes up there doing touch and goes when we go to Amarillo. Just about every trip. I've seen B-1 bombers doing touch and goes there, C-17, C-5s, KC-135s, P-38s, F-18s, you name it, it's been there. It's like they all like to do that kind of stuff in Amarillo. And they stop over in Amarillo too. There's a little restaurant kind of like right there in the airport that is supposed to be really good. Verity and I had talked about going there several times pre-coronavirus, and it never got a chance to go, honestly, you know. But I don't even know if it's open now or not. But yeah, I know a lot of pilots in general stop and eat at that little restaurant. Like, you can park your planes and just walk straight from your plane up to it. And inside they have like a lot of patches from different military units and pictures and stuff like that. They've had a lot of celebrities that ate there. Harrison Ford. Let's see, who else? I think John Travolta, Morgan Freeman. So yeah, it supposedly was a pretty well-known place, but it's still around. Alright, so we are heading back towards Amarillo, and if we look out over this way, there'll be some large power plants, coal-fired power plants. Harrington, I think that's what it's called. Not 100% sure on that. Let me see if I can get pilot ATC working. right, getting that fired up. And we'll pull it back over here, continue. 3 days remaining. The good thing about Pilot ATC is something that I really do like is the fact that if I do get X-Plane, I can use it with either X-Plane or a Flight Simulator 2020. So it's not like if I don't fly as much in 2020, I'll be out anything. So that is a really nice plus that I like a lot. So let's go back towards the power plants here on north side of town. And let's see if I get Pilot ATC actually doing something here. All right, it's loading. All right, there we go. Let's change our call sign real fast. There we go. All right, it's working good. It was being kind of weird too earlier when I tried it. I was like, did they break the interface between the two? But evidently not. Okay, let's zoom in on the map here. Yes, this is Harrington Generating Station. Right out. Let's see. Right out over here. Yeah, they got all the power pole, all the big major power lines that run in and out of here. It's a big supplier of power in the area, as well as the windmills and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of neat. They have that here. And we'll go back towards Amarillo a little bit closer. Back in the plane. Tons of power poles. Look at them. They are all over the place down there. Alright, yeah, I see the scenery is a little bit lower end up here out of town. You see rail cars aren't extruded. A lot of coal trains come up here and dump on the dump loop that they have. And we see downtown Amarillo popping up in the distance. And we are on the north side of town. It's an area, all right, you see the other runway into the airport there. This is an area I like to go through a lot when we come into town to avoid all the traffic and stuff. There's a road up here that we can take that kind of skirts you north of town. They've been doing a ton of construction work on I-40 through there. They've been doing it for like a year. It's the longest project I've ever seen. They're like raising all the bridges and just a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, it's taken forever. So we try to avoid that when we do go there. So we'll take the loop just north outside of town, which I think is this right here. That should be it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the loop. And loop 335, okay, the East St. Francis and West St. Francis Avenue, so that's cool. And we'll skirt around towards the west side of town and then come back east. So stuttery. I just keep getting a bunch of little stutters here and there. There's like little micro stutters. Something has absolutely changed. I haven't had this problem at all, ever, and now I am. And I was hoping, I probably jinxed it when I said last night, I hope they don't break anything when they release this patch, or this update. And it looks like they may have. Something has definitely gone amiss. Yeah, we'll go back more towards the west here. That's cool. Yeah, they got the service stations there at the junction with US 87, 287. That's cool. I definitely see places that I recognize for sure. Absolutely. Back out this way would be the zoo, and there's like an amusement park right there. I think it's closed now. I think they went out of business. And like I said, got the zoo and the large golf course there. And we'll keep swinging on around. Yeah, they've got the they're starting to build subdivisions out in this area, so you can see where they're doing that. This is an area that I am familiar enough with where I could like easily pick out specific buildings. And I've seen some of you guys have too, like in some of the flights that I've done over town, you know, your town or whatever. You guys have been able to point out specifics, so that's kind of what I can do here. Let's go back off this way just a tad. So yeah, I might start trying X-Plane. You know, flight simming is just expensive as hell. It's an expensive hobby. I found, you know, I've always said I wanted an MD series to fly, like an MD-88 or MD-90 or something like that. One of my absolute favorite airplanes. And X-Plane has a really nice third-party airplane for the sim, but it's just as much as the sim itself, if not a little bit more. It is really, really expensive, and you know, you could tie up a ton of money in just a few airplanes. You know, and I know there's freeware stuff too, so it's not like you have nothing but payware third-party stuff, but it is most definitely a pretty expensive hobby. I mean, you could put in a lot of money into it really fast if that is what you wanted to do. And I think this is the old, it's BNSF now, but I think this is the BN line that goes up to, old BN line that goes up to Dalhart and goes through Trinidad and on up to Colorado Springs. You know, they bring a lot of the coal trains down through there. I think it's directional running now. I think it's southbound on this line, and then back towards the other power plants would be the Santa Fe up to like Pueblo and that way. La Junta, and I think that's they run the empties northbound on that, or vice versa, or something to that effect. Alright, so we're getting back. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Getting back to the western part of town. Over here. We'll check. That's kind of the medical area for Amarillo too. On the west side of town, you got your large hospitals. You got BSA and Northwest, and all the doctors' offices, and the heart clinic, and all that stuff is over there. So it's all that stuff that I could easily recognize. So we'll keep chugging along that way. So yeah, look, you know, X-Plane, I might do that. I'm definitely going to start doing some videos of maybe at least heroes and generals. It's one that, like I said, I really enjoyed that in the past. So I'll give it another try, see what it's like. Like I said, don't freak out. I'm still going to be doing flight sim content. I may not do it every day. It may not. I know at some point I'm going to have to pare it back to like a. You know, 2 or 3 times a week, maybe, something like that. It won't be every day, but okay, let's see. Okay, yep, I see them. Actually went a little bit too far out. That's alright. This would be like Lowe's and Home Depot, all the strip malls, Old Navy, and whole bunch of places. Guitar Center down here. A little bit older imagery, because this is being built, and that's actually been there for a good while. Yeah, this is all spot on. Like even the water tower, all this, I absolutely recognize. Absolutely, like I said, Guitar Center would be right in there. Been shopping in this area through here many times. There's like a McDonald's over here, a whole bunch of eating places. So yeah, that is definitely recognizable. There's no doubt. Pop back in and turn back to the north. This southern part of town here, I'm not too terribly familiar with. We don't ever have to, don't ever really go down here. Really mainly just the western side of town over there with all the buildings, and then the strip malls and stuff like that, and the medical part of town. Yeah, the power lines, yeah, that's all. where we're at. Relation. That all looks very, very familiar. There's oh shoot. Trying to think of what you call it. Westgate Mall. Yes. So there's Westgate Mall. Your hospitals will be right back over there. Go back towards them a little bit. So yeah, this area, like in town proper, like the scenery is like dead on. Like it is, I want to say building for building. I mean, I recognize these places without a doubt. You get outside of towns in some of the lower ended areas and it's not, but I mean, yeah, the car lot there, there's I-40 and BSA in Northwest. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely it. My youngest daughter was born in this hospital right here. There's Northwest up there. Yeah, that's all spot on. Like that is absolutely dead on. Let's see if we see the VA hospital. I gotta get situated here to see it. Yeah, I don't see it. I think I missed it somehow. But yeah, all that stuff is absolutely dead on, without a doubt. That'd be Amarillo College. And we'll go back towards downtown here. Yeah, so it's pretty much building for building. I mean, it is absolutely spot on. Not all towns are like this. Of course, Dallas is nothing like this. Dallas is really, really lacking compared to like San Antonio, Austin, Fort Worth, Amarillo. You know, it's like the buildings they have aren't even anything like what they should be. And it's most definitely not building for building. And here it is. It is really, really super close. Like I'm easily able to spot and recognize, you know, most places. We are flying over some of the residential areas. We're getting back into downtown Amarillo. We're heading not quite to the east, more southeast, east-southeast a little bit. That's the old Rock Island line that goes into Tucumcari. It's been ripped up west of town to Tucumcari. So that is cool. That's gone. And then we start getting into the rail yards here in Amarillo. There's the big BNSF yard, junior yard. And they even have, I noticed this last time I flew over here, if you can see it, the Yardmaster Tower right there by I-40. When you go across the bridge there, it's like right there level with the bridge. So that's there. And you can see all the stuff they got down the yard, locomotives and freight cars and all that stuff. That's really cool. I don't know the name of this car lot, but that is there. That's absolutely the way it should be. So really cool. A lot of just really recognizable landmarks here. The big grain elevators on the eastern side of town, right there and there and there. Those are most definitely recognizable. Go back to the north just a tad here. Very nice. really hope they get their bugs and issues sorted out, and this turns into a good, stable platform. I really think it will eventually. I hope so, because it has a tremendous amount of potential. There's the Fort Worth and Denver. It's being SF now, but Fort Worth and Denver that runs down to Dallas Fort Worth to Fort Worth, and there's the junction. Know that, familiar with that. Not sure what the name of it is, but that is most definitely there. Yeah, all this stuff is spot on, all the elevators and all. There's a certain elevator. See, when you come down onto 335 loop, there's a set of elevators over there that, well, it's back over, actually it's back over this way. Looking at it right. I'm all turned around how I'm looking at things here. Get turned back around here, go towards the east. Okay, that's the set of elevators. I think that's the elevators I was thinking of. There's a set of elevators just off the 335 loop in Amarillo. We have some day, usually a few times a year, we'll get, it'll be crystal clear days exactly like this, but we'll have 70-mile-an-hour winds, sometimes gusting up, higher than 70. And when traffic goes down the loop, especially 18-wheelers, when they go by these elevators right here, they funnel the wind somehow across the road, and they flip trucks like no tomorrow. I mean, like multiple trucks get flipped on that road till they have to stop the traffic. Just turn back to the south. And go by the airfield. Here's where they build the V-22 Ospreys. There we see them, the little town that I live in. They come out here and do, I guess they're doing check flights or something on the new aircraft, and they come out here and they'll do a whole bunch of touch and goes and different approaches and stuff like that with them. They'll make several passes, so that's where they do that. That's pretty close. Airports, kinda. It's definitely not building for building, but it's pretty close. You know, it's Amarillo. All right, okay, yeah, that's the great elevators that funnel the wind across the road. The wind comes in between them and then comes out. There's a big truck stop on I-40. Yeah, all this I absolutely recognize 110%. Really cool stuff. All our traffic seems to have left us though. Like there is no traffic out here now at all. And that's the BNSF back towards Dallas Fort Worth. And there's okay, yeah, they got a spot on the main line there where the trains can stop and they refuel. They stop on the main and they have an area for them to refuel, so that's there. That's true. And then busy I-40. Look at all the cars. That's about the way it is in real life. So it's all tore up now. And I need to figure out where we're going to land this thing at. If we're going to go back to Amarillo or we'll go to Trade Winds. Go back to the west. So it's cool to get into some, I've flown around a lot of places. San Antonio, Austin, I'm not familiar with it all. I've never even been there. Fort Worth, I am somewhat. I'm from Fort Worth, but it's changed a lot since I lived there. But there are things that I do absolutely recognize. There are landmarks and stuff like that. But Amarillo is definitely a place that I could recognize. And okay, there's some traffic. I can recognize, so that's cool to be able to actually spot and see how accurate accurate things are. I've been meaning to go back to Atlanta and do some more sightseeing over there. There's some spots that I'm very familiar with Atlanta, so I could pick that out as well. See the beacon for trade winds over here. So it's interesting. It's interesting that they added in power lines. Like, that's new, right? I haven't seen that. That's absolutely new, though I don't remember seeing anything in the update notes about that. Let's go back towards the southwest. I see something out here. I want to see what all that is. We'll go check that out. That over there kind of looks like the Paladuro Canyon. Kind of like the Little Grand Canyon in a way. That's cool. I didn't know you could see it this far out. You know, we're 1,000 feet above the ground, but that would be Paladuro, and then Canyon, Texas would be just down here in this area somewhere. Like some water treatment plants, lots of subdivisions, and there's trade winds. So that is all really cool. Really cool to be able to see this out. You get all, you know, I've never flown over Amarillo, so it gives you a completely different perspective, you know, of what it looks like and kind of how everything is oriented and laid out, you know, in relation to each other. But yeah, that's Paladuro Canyon. That's really cool that you can see that. I'm surprised you can see that from here. I didn't realize how close it was to town until seeing that. Okay, I see. It's just more grain elevators and stuff like that. This is the BNSF. This is the Transcon that goes between Amarillo to points west, like Gallup, New Mexico, Needles, Barstow, California. So from here, from Amarillo, it goes down through Canyon and then continues west from there. So that's kind of built up from grain elevators and stuff like that. But yeah, that's all the way it should be. You can tell it looks like we're going to get out of the good scenery right about here. You can tell the difference in the texture resolution. And more power lines. There you go. Looks like it's just the tower, though. Those are not oriented correctly as far as how they're running, so that's interesting how that's kind of booked out. And then right down here would be Canyon, Texas. Okay, so where can we land this deal? Where do we want to take it to? Looking to see if there's anything down around Canyon. There's a few airfields down here. I don't know anything about these airports. Buffalo Airport and Blue Sky Airfield, and what is this one here? Can-Am Airfield. You know, even for this being the lower end scenery, it still looks really good. I absolutely love the scenery. Okay, there's that's going to be the Buffalo, right? Yeah, Buffalo Airfield right here. And that looks like that might just be like a little grass strip or something. Go back over here. Check this out. Yeah, let's go. Let's keep going a little bit further here. There we go. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's just a grass airstrip. And though I do not see a runway, I think this deal right here is actually the runway. That right there. Interesting. Didn't know that was there. And we're getting closer to Paladuro Canyon. There you can see it off in the distance. Never been to Paladuro Canyon. The only thing I know of there is during the summertime, it gets extremely hot there in the canyon. Like, I'm talking 120 degrees. Really, really hot in the canyon. They put out alerts and things like that telling people not to go into the canyon or take plenty of water with you if you need to go. All right, there's blue sky. Airfield right there. That's really cool to be able to check this out from the air. Like I said, this is all foreign to me. I've never seen any of this. And I know he lives somewhere down here. I think he moved to over in one of the subdivisions around the canyon, like at the mouth of the canyon over here. But if you are familiar with wrestling, and I'm talking about old school wrestling, not the stuff you see now, but I'm talking about old school wrestling. If you know the wrestler Terry Funk, he lives over here somewhere. One of these days, I will find his house. I know where his old house used to be at, but I think he moved. I think he's over in one of these subdivisions along the mouth of the canyon, if that information is correct. I know his old house, that's where he lived for sure. But we'll do that sometime. We'll find Terry Funk's old house. Let's see, who are we heading out to now? Okay, that's all right. Yeah, that's the main part of the Paladuro Canyon. So it starts over here and kind of winds its way back over to here to the main part of the canyon that you go to. Very neat. All right, looking for an airfield. Where is an airfield at? Okay, I see one. We'll go to River Falls. That's kind of neat. It'll take us over the canyon. So we will do that. We'll go to River Falls. Didn't know that airport was over there either. This is all new to me. So we'll turn more back to the not quite north. A little bit, just a hair off of north. About 030, something like that. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there's the main part of the canyon. That's where people go hiking and do all that stuff. Supposedly you find a lot of arrowheads and stuff in there. And artifacts like mammoth bones and different things like that. Pretty neat area. At least it sounds like. I've never been there. There, we need to turn back more to the north now. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little flight just out putting around and shooting the bull, all that stuff. Talking a little bit about the sim, and what it's doing, and the issues I've had, and what I may be doing after this. Like I said, I love the sim. I mean, I think it looks outstanding. When you see scenery like this and you're able to recognize so much stuff, you've got to love it. But the bugs and the brakes and all that stuff is a little bit aggravating. At least starting to be. Like today, you know, I've always expect stuff to not work right. You know, it's a huge undertaking. It's incredibly complex. And stuff is going to be, you know, stuff's going to break. I get that. Stuff isn't, you know, it's not going to work right all the time. But it does tend to get aggravating when, you know, when you download an update and it breaks more things. You know, that's where I start to have my doubts. But, you know, we'll see what happens. I still think it will recover and turn into a good program. I hope it does. I really do. Like I said, I think it has a tremendous amount of potential. It's just got its growing pains. And I am going to probably later try to do something with the A320 NX mod, or at least try to troubleshoot exactly what is causing me to crash the desktop when I load that. This may actually be the area where Terry Funk lives over here. I know it's a nice area off the canyon a little bit. This could very well be it. I'll have to research that a little bit more. Love watching Terry Funk as a kid. He played a really good bad guy. But in the Amarillo area, you know, he's from Amarillo. In the Amarillo area, even when he was a heel, him and his brother, the whole family were like basically like heroes over here. They could do no wrong. Man, we got some terrain on this on this approach. Look, just right over the treetops there. I should have done this as a short field landing. A little bit windy here too. That's par 4 of the course for this area. It always gets really super windy. It looks like it's going to be a yeah, we got some terrain wonkiness going on here. This is going to be interesting. Yeah. Yeah, look at this. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, there is some weird stuff going on here, for sure. And let's get slowed down. Let's hop out of the airplane. We'll clean up our flaps. Wow, yeah, look at that. That's crazy. The sim most definitely does not like River Falls Airport. Oh, holy cow. This is like really bad right here. Anyway, guys, I think we're going to end it here. I hope you enjoyed. And like I said, be looking for more stuff. It may start differing a little bit. May not be all flight sim, but I'm still going to keep up with it. And if you're new and you like the content, please be sure to like and subscribe, comment, leave your thoughts. Just shoot the breeze, whatever you know, whatever you think. And we will catch you guys later. Peace.